Have you ever wondered if a man is truly attracted to you? Sometimes, understanding the subtle signs of attraction can be confusing. However, there are specific behaviors and cues that men tend to display when they have genuine interest in someone. In this video, we'll break down the 9 key signs that a man is attracted to you, so you can gain clarity and confidence in recognizing whether his actions reflect deeper feelings. Attraction isn't always obvious, but certain behaviors can reveal a man's true intentions. Whether it's through his body language, the way he interacts with you, or the level of effort he puts into getting to know you, these signs can give you valuable insights into his feelings. By identifying these cues, you'll be better equipped to understand if he's genuinely interested or if he's simply being friendly. From maintaining consistent eye contact to playful teasing, each of these signs contributes to creating a clearer picture of a man's level of attraction. In this video, we'll dive deep into these 9 best indicators that reveal whether a man is truly drawn to you. Whether you're seeking answers or just curious about how attraction works, stay tuned and let's explore these key behaviors step by step. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with practical knowledge that can empower you to understand and decode a man's signals with confidence. Let's get started. Number 1. He discloses personal details. When a man begins to share personal details about his life, it often signifies a deeper level of connection and attraction. Disclosing personal information shows that he feels comfortable and trusts you, which is not something he would typically do with just anyone. This could include talking about his family, his upbringing, his interests, or even his past experiences. When a man shares stories or personal anecdotes, he's giving you a glimpse into his world, allowing you to understand who he is beyond surface-level interactions. He may talk about his hopes, dreams, fears, and even his struggles, all of which are signs that he sees you as someone important in his life. By opening up in this way, he's making an effort to build a connection and establish a deeper bond. Men tend to be more guarded and may not reveal personal details unless they feel secure and genuinely interested in the person they are talking to. If he's sharing things about his career, his goals, his passions, or even his insecurities, it shows he wants you to understand the real him, not just the version of himself he presents to the world. This level of vulnerability is a clear indication that he views you as someone important. When someone shares personal information, it creates a sense of intimacy that goes beyond mere acquaintanceship. He might start discussing his family dynamics, past relationships, or future aspirations, giving you a deeper insight into his values, priorities, and personality. By doing so, he's not only building trust, but also signaling his attraction to you. These personal disclosures help foster a sense of connection, making the bond between the two of you stronger. If a man is sharing his personal experiences and details, it's a sign that he sees you as more than just someone in his life. He sees you as someone who matters deeply. This tendency to open up more with someone he's attracted to isn't just about revealing superficial information. It's about being real and showing his authentic self. Men often feel the need to maintain a level of independence and self-sufficiency, but when they start letting down those emotional barriers, it reflects an emotional investment in the relationship. Sharing personal details allows him to feel understood, and it provides a platform for deeper conversations that go beyond surface-level interactions. For example, if he talks about his childhood, his career struggles, or his dreams for the future, he's giving you access to parts of himself that few people get to see. These are often the conversations that foster genuine connections and build trust. Men tend to be more cautious with whom they share their personal lives, especially when it comes to sensitive topics such as family, personal achievements, or emotional challenges. When a man feels safe enough to open up about these aspects, it signals that he trusts you and feels secure in your presence. This trust isn't something that develops overnight. It's the result of consistent interactions where he feels seen and valued. The more he shares, the more you're able to see the depth of his character, his values, and his unique personality. Furthermore, when a man discloses personal details, he's often seeking validation, understanding, and emotional connection. These conversations aren't just about talking. He wants to know that you're listening and that you care about what he has to say. When he starts sharing these details, he's signaling his desire to create a deeper emotional bond. For instance, if he talks about his past relationships, his family dynamics, or his goals for the future, it demonstrates that he's looking for someone who will listen and understand him. Men typically don't share such intimate details with just anyone, and doing so with you shows that he sees you as someone special. This is especially true when he begins discussing his personal struggles or vulnerabilities. By revealing these parts of himself, he's signaling that he trusts you with his emotions and feels comfortable enough to be himself around you. Moreover, sharing personal details often leads to more meaningful and in-depth conversations. When a man feels comfortable, he is more likely to engage in deeper discussions about his life, his values, and his desires. These conversations are not just surface level, but rather an opportunity to understand each other on a more profound level. For example, he may start talking about his childhood, his upbringing, or his aspirations for the future. By doing so, he's inviting you into his world, allowing you to see beyond the surface. These conversations help foster emotional intimacy, which is crucial for building a meaningful connection. Men are not always the most expressive when it comes to their emotions, but when they open up and share these personal details, it signifies that they are making an effort to connect on a deeper level. They want you to understand their thoughts, dreams, and concerns, which often isn't something they do with just anyone. In addition to building emotional intimacy, sharing personal details also reflects his level of trust and commitment. When a man feels safe enough to share his life experiences, it shows that he trusts you with his most vulnerable aspects. This trust is crucial in any relationship, as it allows both partners to feel comfortable in expressing themselves openly. When he talks about his family, his past, or his goals, he's showing that he values your opinion and sees you as someone who can provide support and understanding. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship, and by disclosing personal details, he's demonstrating his commitment to fostering that trust. Another key aspect of a man disclosing personal details is his willingness to let down his emotional guard. Men are often taught to suppress their emotions and appear strong, but when they share personal information, they are signaling a departure from that societal expectation. This willingness to be vulnerable shows that he feels a connection with you and is open to building something more meaningful. It's a sign that he's willing to explore deeper emotional territories with you, which is a clear indication of his attraction. Lastly, when a man discloses personal details, it's not just about the content of what he's saying, but also how he's saying it. His tone, body language, and the level of sincerity in his expression can all play a role in conveying the depth of his feelings. If he speaks about personal matters with enthusiasm, passion, or even a hint of nervousness, it reveals a level of emotional investment. Men often reveal their true feelings, not just through their words, but through their actions and how they express themselves. When he shares his experiences and personal stories, he's not just communicating information, he's showing you who he truly is, which is a clear sign of attraction and connection. In conclusion, when a man discloses personal details, it goes far beyond casual conversation. It's a sign that he trusts you, feels connected to you, and is willing to let down his emotional barriers. These conversations help build trust, emotional intimacy, and a deeper understanding of one another. By sharing personal experiences, hopes, dreams, and even vulnerabilities, he's signaling his genuine attraction to you, making the relationship stronger and more meaningful. Number 2. He is nervous around you. When a man is nervous around you, it can be a clear sign that he is attracted to you. Nervousness often arises when someone feels unsure about how they will be perceived, or when they care deeply about making a positive impression. Men tend to show nervous behavior when they are emotionally invested and concerned about how their actions will be perceived by the person they are attracted to. This can manifest in different ways, such as fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, stammering, or even becoming more self-conscious in their body language. A man who is usually confident might suddenly become more reserved or awkward around someone he is drawn to. For instance, he might struggle to find the right words, hesitate before speaking, or appear tense and unsure in his interactions. These behaviors occur because he feels a heightened level of interest and respect for you, which causes him to doubt his own actions or how he might come across. Nervousness can also be a sign of vulnerability, showing that he is trying to protect himself from rejection or trying too hard to make a good impression. In many cases, men who are nervous around someone they like will fumble with their words, avoid direct eye contact, or appear restless because they are overthinking what to say or do. They might even fidget with their hands, adjust their clothing, or seem preoccupied with small, insignificant actions. This heightened self-awareness is often a result of wanting to come across as attractive or worthy of your attention. Moreover, nervousness can be a reflection of insecurity, especially if the man feels uncertain about how you might view him or whether he is capable of making a good impression. When a man is attracted to you but unsure of his place, his nerves can become amplified, leading to behaviors that feel out of character. For example, he might suddenly become quieter or more withdrawn, struggling to maintain a conversation. Despite his nervousness, his body language often speaks volumes, as he may still make subtle attempts to be close to you or seek your attention, despite his internal discomfort. These small signs, such as fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or becoming more self-conscious, all point to the fact that he values your presence and feels attracted to you, but is unsure about how to navigate his feelings. Men who are nervous around someone they are drawn to often overthink situations, worry about their behavior, and place extra pressure on themselves to act a certain way. They may worry about saying the right thing or feel insecure about how they appear, leading to awkwardness or hesitation. However, these behaviors are often a signal that they care deeply and want to make a positive impression. The nervousness isn't necessarily a reflection of a lack of confidence, but rather a demonstration of how much they value your opinion. Sometimes a man's nervousness can come from a fear of rejection or from a deep desire to be liked. If he is worried about how you perceive him, he may act hesitant or overly cautious. These feelings of insecurity can be amplified when he is drawn to you, leading to behaviors that seem uncertain or unsure. For instance, he may overthink what he says, second-guess his actions, or appear distracted when talking to you. These nervous behaviors are often driven by a fear of not being good enough or the desire to make a lasting impression on someone they truly care about. In some cases, his nervousness may even translate into a tendency to stumble over his words or become overly polite, trying to compensate for his internal uncertainty. Even small physical cues, such as playing with his hands, adjusting his posture, or nervously tapping his foot, can indicate that he is anxious about how he is being perceived. When someone is attracted to another person, they tend to be more self-aware and concerned with how they come across. In this state of heightened awareness, any small mistake or awkward interaction can feel amplified, making them even more nervous. This heightened self-consciousness often makes it harder for them to relax, leading to behaviors that appear unsure or insecure. Despite their nervousness, however, many men still try to display confidence, believing that appearing uncertain might hurt their chances of making a connection. In such situations, their nervousness is often a sign that they are deeply invested in how they are perceived by the person they are attracted to. Another way nervousness manifests is through awkward physical gestures. For example, he might avoid standing too close, lean back slightly, or seem overly stiff, trying to maintain some distance to reduce his own anxiety. Alternatively, he might fidget with his hands, adjust his clothes, or even glance away when speaking, all of which indicate discomfort or an attempt to regain control of his nerves. These behaviors are not necessarily a reflection of disinterest, but rather of heightened awareness and self-consciousness. In many cases, when a man is nervous around someone he's attracted to, his body language will reveal a mix of conflicting signals. For instance, he may act hesitant, but still make subtle attempts to seek your attention by initiating conversations, lingering around you, or showing signs of curiosity. These mixed signals are often a product of his internal struggle between wanting to appear confident and fearing rejection or judgment. Additionally, his nervousness might also be reflected in his attempts to overcompensate, trying too hard to be charming or overly polite, which can feel awkward. Despite the awkwardness, these behaviors are often an attempt to create a connection or to make you feel comfortable, even though internally he may be battling feelings of uncertainty. In conclusion, when a man is nervous around you, it's a clear sign that he is attracted but unsure of how to handle his feelings. His nervousness stems from a desire to make a good impression and a fear of not being perceived in the right way. These behaviors, such as fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or overthinking, are not necessarily indicative of a lack of confidence, but rather a sign that he values your attention and cares deeply about what you think. Number 3, he tries to spend alone time with you. When a man tries to spend alone time with you, it's often a strong indication that he is attracted to you and values your company. Men tend to seek alone time with someone they're drawn to because it allows them to connect on a deeper, more personal level. Spending time together away from the crowd offers an opportunity for genuine conversation where there are fewer distractions and both parties can engage without the pressures of social expectations. When a man takes the initiative to create moments of one-on-one interaction, he's often signaling his interest in getting to know you better and building a closer bond. This can manifest in various ways, such as suggesting activities or outings that involve just the two of you, rather than large groups of friends. Whether it's inviting you for a coffee date, a walk, or simply spending time at home, these moments allow for intimacy and a sense of connection that wouldn't be possible in a more public setting. Men tend to seek alone time with someone they care about because it allows them to relax and be themselves. In group settings, they might feel the need to uphold a certain image or fit into a certain dynamic, but when they're alone with you, they can drop those barriers and interact more freely. This is why a man who is drawn to you might try to create opportunities for private time together, whether by subtly suggesting activities or even by subtly initiating conversations about personal matters that wouldn't typically come up in larger groups. Men who are genuinely interested in someone often crave those moments where they can let down their guard, allowing for more authentic interactions. By spending alone time with you, he shows that he values the connection and feels comfortable enough to be vulnerable. These moments of solitude give him the space to express himself more openly, whether that's through sharing his thoughts, dreams, or even his insecurities. When a man tries to spend time alone with you, He's signaling his intention to create a deeper emotional connection, which is often a clear sign of attraction. It's not just about avoiding distractions or having fun. He's seeking a genuine connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. Men tend to appreciate quality over quantity when it comes to spending time with someone they're drawn to, and alone time offers the ideal setting to foster intimacy and understanding. Additionally, spending time alone allows him to gauge your level of interest without the added pressure of performing in front of others. He can observe your reactions and responses more naturally, and this helps him build confidence in the connection he's trying to cultivate. When a man consistently seeks opportunities for alone time, it often reflects his desire to deepen the bond between you. Men who are genuinely attracted to someone often want to know more about them on a personal level, which is hard to achieve in group settings. Spending one-on-one time gives them the chance to explore your personality, interests and values in a way that feels more meaningful. For example, he might suggest a quiet dinner, a picnic, or simply spending an afternoon together doing something that allows for uninterrupted conversations. In these moments, he's less concerned about impressing others and more focused on building a genuine connection with you. Seeking alone time also helps him gauge your own comfort level and interest in him. By spending time together away from the crowd, he can get a better sense of who you are without any external distractions influencing your interactions. Men often appreciate quiet moments with someone they're drawn to because it gives them the space to be authentic and show their true selves. In group settings, they might feel the need to act a certain way or conform to group dynamics, but alone with you, they can relax and let their guard down. This is why when a man tries to spend alone time with you, it often indicates that he's attracted and values the connection. He's not just seeking companionship or casual interaction, he's interested in forming a deeper, more meaningful relationship. When a man spends time alone with you, it also allows him to assess your compatibility on a more personal level. In group settings, conversations tend to be surface level, and you might not fully connect or understand each other's deeper thoughts and values. However, alone time provides the opportunity to explore topics that matter, to have meaningful conversations, and to truly understand each other. If he's making an effort to plan these moments, it often shows that he's thinking about the relationship and how to build something that goes beyond mere attraction. Moreover, men often seek alone time with someone they are drawn to because it helps them strengthen their connection. In group settings, they might find themselves distracted or held back by the energy of the group, but alone time allows both of you to focus on each other, fostering a deeper sense of intimacy and trust. When a man prioritizes spending one-on-one time, it reflects his desire to cultivate a bond that feels authentic and genuine. This is particularly important because men tend to value quality connections over superficial ones. They understand that building something meaningful requires effort, and by seeking moments of solitude with you, he's showing his commitment to that effort. In these moments, he may express his thoughts, dreams, and even his vulnerabilities, creating a space for deeper understanding. When a man is drawn to someone, he wants to explore the relationship more deeply, and alone time provides the perfect setting for that exploration. Spending time together without external influences allows you both to connect on a level that feels personal and intimate. When a man tries to create these moments, he's often signaling his desire to form a deeper connection, which goes far beyond casual attraction. In summary, when a man seeks alone time with you, it reflects his desire to connect on a more personal level. It's not just about escaping distractions or spending time together. It's about building trust, intimacy, and understanding. Men who are drawn to someone often crave one-on-one interactions because it allows them to be authentic, open, and fully present. If a man is making an effort to spend time alone with you, it's a clear sign that he values the connection and is genuinely interested in getting to know you on a deeper level. Number 4. He is interested in knowing more about you. When a man is genuinely interested in knowing more about you, it's a clear sign that he's drawn to you on a deeper level. People are naturally curious about those they feel a connection with, and men are no exception. When someone shows interest in learning more about you, it means they want to understand who you are, your values, dreams, thoughts, and experiences. Men often ask questions not merely out of politeness, but because they genuinely want to know what makes you tick. This interest can manifest in many ways, such as asking about your past, your hobbies, your favorite things, or even your opinions on important life matters. For instance, he might inquire about your goals, your passions, or the things that drive you. This isn't just small talk. These questions indicate that he's trying to gain insight into your personality and the things that make you unique. A man who is interested in you will actively listen when you share your thoughts, and he'll ask follow-up questions that show he's truly engaged. Men often seek to understand the people they're attracted to because they want to build a connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. When a man takes the time to listen and ask thoughtful questions, he's signaling that he's invested in getting to know you better. It's not about superficial curiosity, but a desire to understand what makes you who you are, what you value, and how you view the world. This interest can be revealed in many different ways, whether it's through deep conversations, texting, or even during casual moments together. For example, he might ask about your upbringing, your relationships, your ambitions, or what you're passionate about. These questions show that he wants to build a genuine connection with you, not just engage in surface-level chatter. Men who are truly interested in knowing more about someone tend to pay close attention to the details of what they're told. They listen intently, processing the information, and often recall things you've shared in future conversations. This shows that he's not only present, but genuinely invested in learning about who you are as a person. Asking questions isn't just about gathering information, it's about building an emotional bond. When someone is genuinely curious, they want to understand the person they're interested in, including their dreams, desires, struggles, and goals. When a man is asking about your values, he's trying to determine whether your beliefs align with his own. If he asks about your past experiences, it shows he's trying to understand the journey that has shaped you. These questions reveal his desire to build a connection that goes beyond physical attraction. They reflect an effort to know you on a deeper, more meaningful level. The more a man is interested in knowing about you, the more he's likely to want to spend time with you in different contexts. Whether through deep conversations or casual exchanges, his questions demonstrate his curiosity about your life and personality. Men who want to get to know someone tend to be attentive and ask thoughtful questions, often steering conversations toward more meaningful topics. For example, he might ask about your values, ambitions, relationships, or even the challenges you've faced. These inquiries go beyond small talk, showing that he's trying to understand your perspective on life and how you navigate it. When a man is genuinely curious, he'll ask questions that help him understand what's important to you. Whether it's about your career goals, your favorite activities, or your views on love and relationships, his questions reflect his desire to connect on a deeper level. It's not just about learning facts, it's about building a connection that feels authentic and fulfilling. Men who are interested in knowing more about you often exhibit a willingness to listen and engage in conversations that matter. They may ask questions that reflect their curiosity about your experiences, your dreams, and your values. In turn, this interest creates a foundation for a more meaningful relationship. When a man shows genuine interest in understanding your world, he's signaling that he wants to connect with you on a personal level, beyond what's immediately visible. He may ask about your childhood, your hobbies, or your aspirations, demonstrating a sincere desire to get to know you better. These questions often extend beyond surface-level conversation and reveal his curiosity about your unique perspective on life. For example, if he asks about your career path or your life goals, he's likely trying to understand what drives you and how you envision the future. This deeper curiosity suggests that he sees potential in the connection and wants to explore it further. In many cases, men who are interested in you will also ask about your relationships, your past experiences, and your values. These questions are not just idle chatter. They are attempts to understand how you view life and how you interpret important aspects of it. When a man shows this level of interest, it's a clear sign that he wants to build a connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. His questions may even delve into emotional topics or more personal aspects of your life, demonstrating that he's genuinely invested in understanding who you are. Men often want to connect with someone who complements their values and beliefs. By asking about your perspectives on life, relationships, and your goals, he's trying to assess whether you align with his own views. This deeper level of interest allows for meaningful conversations and helps to build a stronger emotional bond. When someone is truly curious about you, they tend to remember the details you share and refer back to them in future conversations. This demonstrates that their interest goes beyond casual attraction and that they're genuinely committed to understanding who you are. A man who is invested in getting to know you will not only ask questions, but will also listen attentively and recall the things you've shared. This shows that he values your thoughts and opinions, and it helps to foster a deeper connection. In conclusion, when a man shows genuine interest in knowing more about you, it's a strong indication that he's drawn to you on a deeper level. His questions and attentiveness reflect his desire to build a meaningful connection, going beyond surface-level interactions. Whether he's asking about your values, dreams, or experiences, his curiosity demonstrates that he's invested in understanding who you are, which often leads to a stronger, more authentic relationship. Number 5, he is protective of you. When a man is protective of you, it's more than just an expression of physical strength or concern. It's a reflection of his care, respect, and desire to ensure your well-being. When someone is protective, they naturally become attentive to your needs, whether they're emotional, physical, or even situational. This protective nature isn't about control or dominance, but rather about showing that they value and respect you enough to ensure your safety and happiness. Men who are protective often display a sense of responsibility toward the people they care about. They may notice small signs of discomfort, vulnerability, or distress, and step in to offer support or assistance. For example, if you're in a situation where you feel unsafe, whether it's a crowded area, a difficult conversation, or something more serious, a protective man will likely take notice and seek to make you feel more secure. His actions may be subtle. Perhaps he stands closer to you, checks in to ensure you're comfortable, or subtly takes charge of a situation when necessary. This isn't about exerting control, but about being attuned to your needs and making sure you feel secure. Protection isn't always about physical actions, though. It can also be emotional. A protective man will often provide reassurance, validate your feelings, and stand by you when you need support. For example, if you're going through a tough time or facing challenges, he'll be there to listen, offer encouragement, and offer his help. When someone is protective, they instinctively care about how others feel and make an effort to shield them from harm, whether that harm is physical or emotional. Men who are protective don't just step in when there's a crisis. They're mindful of your well-being at all times. They may offer unsolicited help, anticipate your needs, or even go out of their way to ensure that you're safe, comfortable, and supported. When someone is protective of you, they create a sense of trust and security, allowing you to feel at ease around them. This protection extends beyond just physical actions and can be seen in their willingness to listen, care, and show empathy toward your experiences. Men who are protective often become a source of strength and stability for those they care about, offering a sense of support when it's needed the most. They tend to prioritize your safety, often acting as a pillar of stability, particularly in situations where you might feel vulnerable or uncertain. A protective man doesn't just step in when things go wrong, but actively works to prevent situations that might make you uncomfortable or insecure. He may be attentive to your emotional responses, recognizing when you're upset, stressed, or uneasy. In such moments, his protective nature will shine through as he seeks to comfort you, reassure you, and stand by your side. Whether it's through words of encouragement, small gestures of care, or simply being there, his presence is one that brings a sense of security. Men who are protective often display their care through their actions, whether it's offering to help with something, checking in on your well-being, or subtly ensuring that you feel supported in any situation. They may be naturally inclined to shield you from harm, both physical and emotional, because they see your well-being as important. A protective man doesn't just view you as someone they care about. They take active steps to ensure that you're safe and comfortable. This can manifest in a variety of ways, offering assistance in challenging situations, ensuring that you feel heard, or simply making sure that you're not alone when you need company. Men who are protective often have an innate desire to nurture and care for others. When they care deeply, they instinctively prioritize the needs of those they're drawn to, often putting themselves in a position to offer support, guidance, and security. This protective instinct isn't something that's forced. It comes from a genuine desire to ensure your well-being. A protective man tends to act out of concern, not out of obligation or need for recognition, but because he genuinely wants to be there for you. They recognize when you're facing difficulties and don't hesitate to step in, often taking on the role of a supportive figure, whether it's ensuring you feel safe in a social setting, helping you navigate challenges, or offering emotional support. Their presence becomes one of comfort and security. Men who are protective often cultivate a sense of trust by consistently showing that they have your best interests at heart. Their actions speak louder than words, as they tend to be attentive, compassionate, and thoughtful in their approach. Protection doesn't always come with grand gestures. It can be seen in the small, everyday things they do. For instance, he might check in with you regularly to see how you're doing, offer assistance when you need it, or simply offer a listening ear when you're going through a difficult time. This protection can create a safe space where you feel supported, valued, and understood. A protective man often wants to ensure that you feel secure, whether that means offering physical comfort, being there to help with practical needs, or simply providing emotional reassurance. They recognize the importance of emotional well-being and often act to ensure that you're not left to face challenges alone. In situations where others might be unaware or indifferent, a protective man tends to step up, offering his support and care. His actions are driven by a desire to ensure that you feel safe and secure, creating a foundation of trust and emotional intimacy. In many ways, his protective nature reflects his deep care and concern for your well-being. A protective man isn't someone who seeks attention for his actions. Rather, his protection stems from a genuine desire to make sure you feel supported and safe. In essence, when a man is protective, it's not merely about keeping you physically safe. It's about nurturing your emotional, mental, and personal well-being. He becomes someone you can rely on in moments of uncertainty, offering guidance, reassurance, and strength. Ultimately, his protective nature fosters a sense of security and trust, allowing you to feel safe, supported, and valued in his presence. Number 6. He smiles at you often. When a man smiles at you often, it's more than just a simple expression of politeness. It's a reflection of his genuine interest and affection. A smile has the power to convey warmth, openness, and joy, and when someone smiles at you frequently, it suggests that they feel comfortable and connected to you. When a man consistently smiles at you, it's his way of expressing positive emotions and creating a sense of ease in your presence. His smile might be subtle or bright, but either way, it serves as a signal that he enjoys your company and feels drawn to you. A genuine smile is often accompanied by eye contact, which further deepens the connection. When a man smiles at you, it shows that he's paying attention to you and is present in the moment. A simple smile can lift your spirits, make you feel valued, and create a positive atmosphere. It's not always about saying something or initiating a deep conversation. Sometimes a smile speaks volumes on its own. Whether it's a warm, genuine smile or a playful one, his frequent smiling is his way of showing that he finds joy in your presence. Men often smile as a way of breaking down barriers, expressing openness, and showing that they're comfortable around you. A smile can be a powerful tool to convey trust, friendliness, and attraction. When a man smiles at you often, it's an indication that he enjoys being around you and values the connection between you two. His smile may come naturally, or he may consciously use it as a way to express his feelings. Either way, it reflects his positive emotions toward you. A smile can also be a form of reassurance, signaling that he's at ease and that he enjoys the interaction between you. The more frequently he smiles, the more likely it is that he feels comfortable, relaxed, and drawn to you. When a man consistently smiles, he's not just showing you that he's happy. He's also trying to make you feel comfortable and welcomed. His smile might seem small, but its impact is significant. It creates a sense of warmth and connection, which can make you feel valued and appreciated. Men often use smiles as a way to express interest without necessarily verbalizing their feelings. When he smiles at you, it might be his way of saying, "I enjoy being around you," or "I'm happy to see you." These subtle signals can go a long way in building a deeper connection. A man's frequent smiling often shows that he's drawn to your energy and enjoys the moments he spends with you. It's not just about what he says, but how he makes you feel. A smile can be disarming and help put both of you at ease, creating an environment where you both feel comfortable and connected. Men who frequently smile are often more approachable, as their smiles tend to invite others into their world. They create a positive space where communication becomes natural and enjoyable. When a man smiles often, he's not just projecting his own joy. He's also helping foster a sense of positivity and warmth between you. His smile may be small, but its impact is profound, leaving a lasting impression and encouraging a sense of trust and connection. Men often smile as a way to break the ice, alleviate any tension, or simply express that they're enjoying the moment. When he smiles frequently, it tells you that he's engaged and interested in what you have to say, whether it's through a conversation or shared experience. The act of smiling helps create a bond, fostering an atmosphere of comfort and ease. When someone smiles at you, it's often an instinctive response to feeling good. And when a man does this often, it reflects his genuine interest and comfort in your presence. Smiling is a universal gesture of friendliness, attraction, and warmth. It's not just limited to romantic situations. It can also indicate admiration, respect, and care. A man who smiles frequently might be expressing his positive feelings toward you, whether consciously or unconsciously. The more often he smiles, the more likely it is that he's enjoying your company and is drawn to you on a deeper level. His smile could be subtle or more pronounced, but either way, it serves as a form of non-verbal communication that speaks volumes. Men often use smiles as a way to show appreciation and respect without needing to say much. It's a way of expressing their comfort and contentment in your presence. A frequent smile shows that he's present and engaged, which can create a sense of connection that is both uplifting and reassuring. When a man smiles at you often, he's not only showing that he's happy, but that he's also paying attention to you and the moments you share. Smiling is a form of communication that transcends words, conveying warmth, sincerity, and an openness to connection. Men who smile frequently tend to have a positive influence on those around them, creating an atmosphere where others feel valued and understood. In a social setting, a man's smile can make you feel seen and appreciated, fostering a sense of trust and mutual respect. Whether it's a fleeting grin or a full smile, it's his way of expressing that he's enjoying being with you. A man who smiles often may not even be aware of the impact his smile has on others, but it can leave a lasting impression, creating a space where communication becomes easy and enjoyable. When someone smiles frequently, it often reflects their happiness, openness, and willingness to engage. A man's smile can be a subtle sign of his attraction or admiration, as it helps to establish a deeper connection without the need for words. His frequent smiles create a positive energy that can be infectious, making those around him feel more at ease and comfortable. Smiling frequently is a natural expression of someone who is drawn to others and enjoys their company. It's a simple yet powerful gesture that can speak volumes about how he feels about you, helping to build a bond of trust and emotional connection. Number 7. He leans closer to you. When a man leans closer to you, it's more than just a physical act. It's a non-verbal signal that often reflects his interest, attention, and comfort in your presence. Leaning in can be subtle, but its impact is significant, as it suggests a desire to connect on a deeper level. Whether he leans forward slightly during a conversation or shifts his body language to close the distance, it typically indicates that he is drawn to you. This small, often unconscious gesture can happen in a variety of situations: during a deep conversation, when you're sharing an intimate moment, or even when you're surrounded by others. The act of leaning closer is instinctual, signaling attentiveness and a willingness to engage. Men who lean in are often displaying a subconscious desire to be more present, to show that they value your company, and to create a sense of intimacy. When someone leans toward you, they are physically moving closer, reducing the space between you and them, which creates a sense of connection. This body language can be especially significant when there is no verbal communication, as it reflects his attention and investment in the moment. It's not just about physical closeness, but about emotional proximity as well. When a man leans in, he is often signaling that he is comfortable and interested in learning more about you or deepening the connection. It may seem like a small act, but its implications can be profound. Leaning closer shows that he is attentive and tuned in to what you are saying or feeling. It's his way of showing that he values your presence and wants to be more engaged in the interaction. This gesture fosters a sense of closeness, trust, and intimacy, allowing both of you to feel more connected. Men who lean toward you are often more aware of their body language, and their closeness creates an environment where conversation flows more easily. It also serves to strengthen the bond between you, indicating that he sees you as someone important and worth his attention. Leaning in can make conversations feel more personal, creating a space where both parties feel heard and understood. It's not just about physical closeness, it's about creating a connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. A man who leans in may do so instinctively, drawn by a subconscious desire to deepen the emotional bond. This act often suggests that he feels a sense of comfort and trust with you, which is why he's willing to close the physical distance. In a crowded or noisy setting, when others might be distant or disengaged, a man who leans toward you seeks to stay close, ensuring that your connection remains strong. His leaning in may occur naturally, without him realizing the impact it has, but it often sends a clear message of interest. When a man leans closer, it's not just about reducing physical space, it's about reducing emotional barriers as well. Leaning in can indicate a heightened sense of focus and attentiveness, showing that he's invested in what you're saying and wants to be part of the conversation. It suggests that he finds value in your thoughts, your presence, and the connection you both share. In many ways, this subtle behavior speaks louder than words. It's his way of telling you that he's engaged and that he wants to be closer, not just physically, but emotionally. The closer he leans, the more likely it is that he's drawn to you and invested in deepening your relationship. Leaning closer also often reflects a desire to protect and care, as it creates a sense of security and comfort. It shows that he is paying attention and wants to be there to support you, both in conversations and in emotional moments. A man who leans in is often more likely to notice your needs, respond to your emotions, and offer his presence in a way that makes you feel seen and valued. His body language reflects his attentiveness, creating a space where you feel understood and cared for. This behavior fosters a connection that goes beyond mere physical proximity, creating an emotional closeness that often deepens with time. When a man leans toward you, he's often signaling that he wants to be more present, to listen, and to understand who you are on a deeper level. It's a way of showing that he values your company and is interested in building something more meaningful. The act of leaning closer can also suggest a level of vulnerability and openness, as he's willing to step closer to the emotional space between you. In many ways, it's his way of creating a sense of intimacy that invites both of you to connect on a deeper level. Leaning in can create a space where both people feel heard and understood, allowing the conversation to flow naturally. When a man leans toward you, it suggests that he's not just physically present, but emotionally engaged. His closeness isn't just about occupying the same space. It's about making you feel valued and appreciated, ensuring that you know you matter to him. The physical act of leaning in fosters a sense of trust and connection, creating a space where you both feel safe and comfortable. It's not something that can be forced. It happens naturally when a connection is genuine. A man who leans in often does so without thinking, driven by his desire to create a closer bond. It's an instinctual response that reflects his emotional presence and his interest in you. When this happens, it's often a sign that he sees you as someone he wants to be closer to, both physically and emotionally. In many ways, leaning in can create a more personal and meaningful connection, allowing both parties to feel more seen, heard, and valued. It's a simple but powerful way for a man to show that he is invested in the relationship and in the moments you share. Number 8. He mirrors your behavior. When a man mirrors your behavior, it's often a subconscious way of showing that he is paying attention to you and is deeply invested in the connection. Mirroring involves mimicking certain actions, gestures, or expressions that you display, creating a sense of harmony between you both. This can be as subtle as crossing his arms when you do, tilting his head at the same angle as you, or even adopting similar speech patterns or mannerisms. The act of mirroring reflects his interest and attentiveness, suggesting that he is not only tuned into what you're saying, but also how you're feeling. When someone mirrors your behavior, it often signals a subconscious desire to connect and align with you. Humans naturally seek patterns of familiarity and comfort, and mirroring helps build that sense of rapport. When a man mirrors your behavior, it suggests that he is comfortable and relaxed in your presence. It's his way of showing that he's paying close attention and is engaged in the conversation or interaction. For example, if you gesture while talking and he starts making similar gestures, it indicates that he is trying to create a connection by aligning his actions with yours. This creates a subtle but powerful bond, fostering an atmosphere of trust and understanding. Mirroring can also extend to vocal tones, speech patterns, or even expressions, creating a rhythm between you two that feels natural and harmonious. When a man mirrors your behavior, it's his way of demonstrating empathy and understanding. He wants to establish a connection that feels familiar and effortless, as mirroring helps reduce any perceived distance between two people. It's a non-verbal cue that shows he is paying attention and values the interaction. For example, if you laugh, he may laugh soon after. If you lean in, he may also lean in slightly, signaling his attentiveness. This unconscious act reflects his interest in not only what you're saying, but also in how you're feeling. Mirroring often occurs when there is mutual attraction or connection. When a man mirrors your behavior, it's a sign that he is attentive to your cues, responding to your energy, and reinforcing the bond between you. It's a way of showing that he is emotionally invested in the interaction, subtly indicating that he feels a connection with you. This behavior helps to create a sense of unity as both of you start to move in sync, fostering an environment of comfort and understanding. In many cases, mirroring can also be seen as a form of empathy. A man who mirrors your behavior demonstrates that he is paying close attention to you, responding to your emotional state, and trying to align himself with your experience. When you express something, whether it's through words, gestures, or emotions, he follows suit, which builds a sense of rapport. For instance, if you gesture while talking, he mirrors those gestures, creating a non-verbal dialogue that deepens your connection. This act often signals a deeper level of engagement and a subconscious desire to understand and relate to you. Mirroring helps break down barriers and creates a sense of familiarity, making both parties feel seen and understood. When a man mirrors your behavior, it's his way of signaling that he's present and attentive, showing that he's engaged in the conversation and invested in the connection. The more often he mirrors your behavior, the more likely it is that he feels connected to you and wants to create a deeper bond. Mirroring can also extend to speech patterns, as he may start using similar tone or phrasing when communicating with you, further reinforcing the sense of closeness. These subtle cues often go unnoticed, but they contribute to a stronger connection, as both of you start to align in both verbal and non-verbal ways. Mirroring also demonstrates that he's comfortable around you, as he naturally reflects your actions without conscious effort. It's his way of creating a sense of harmony and connection, showing that he's tuned into your energy and is eager to engage on a deeper level. Whether it's through body language, vocal tone, or even facial expressions, mirroring creates a sense of synchronicity that helps strengthen the bond between you. A man who mirrors your behavior is often trying to align with your experience, creating a connection that feels natural and easy. In many ways, mirroring acts as a silent communication that speaks volumes about his interest and attentiveness. It's not about copying you in a superficial way. Rather, it reflects his desire to connect on a deeper level, to understand you better, and to create a sense of closeness. When someone mirrors your behavior, it can create a sense of comfort, trust, and emotional connection, fostering a relationship that feels more genuine and meaningful. Men who mirror your behavior often do so subconsciously, as it reflects their desire to create familiarity and connection. Whether it's through matching your gestures, expressions, or tone of voice, mirroring becomes a natural part of the interaction, signaling his attentiveness and engagement. It shows that he is not only paying attention to what you're saying, but is also tuned into how you're feeling, creating a deeper bond between you. This behavior often strengthens the connection, making both parties feel valued and understood. In many cases, when a man mirrors your behavior, it's his way of signaling that he's invested in the interaction and is genuinely interested in learning more about you. Number 9. He steals glances at you. When a man steals glances at you, it often signifies more than just a passing look. These brief, fleeting moments of eye contact are not random or accidental. They're intentional and full of meaning. A glance might last only a fraction of a second, but its impact can be profound, revealing a deeper level of interest and attraction. When someone steals glances at you, they're not just observing. They're subtly engaging, showing that they are drawn to you in a quiet yet powerful way. It's as if their eyes are drawn to you naturally, without them even realizing it. These glances might occur when you're unaware, during conversations, or even when you're not looking at them. The act of stealing glances is often subconscious, but it serves as a strong indication of a man's attentiveness and connection to you. It shows that he's paying attention, observing your every move, and trying to understand you better. Whether he's stealing glances while you're speaking, when you're laughing, or simply when you're in the same space, these subtle signals reflect his curiosity and desire to be near you. Glances often serve as a window into someone's thoughts and feelings, and when they come from a man who's interested, they reveal more than just visual attraction. They reveal a deeper emotional engagement. The act of stealing glances is instinctual, driven by a subconscious desire to connect. A man who steals glances may not even realize he's doing it, but these moments of eye contact reflect his fascination and attention. It's not about constant staring, but rather brief and intentional looks that happen when he thinks you're not paying attention. These glances create a connection that words often cannot express, as they show his desire to be near you and his awareness of your presence. When someone steals glances, they're often reflecting an interest that goes beyond the surface. It's not simply about physical attraction, but also about wanting to understand who you are, what makes you unique, and how you perceive the world. Stealing glances are a form of non-verbal communication, a way of expressing curiosity without speaking. When a man steals glances, he's often unconsciously drawn to your energy, your presence, and the way you interact with the world. He may find himself looking at you more frequently than he realizes, observing your gestures, your expressions, or the way you carry yourself. These glances are often filled with subtle emotion, whether it's admiration, intrigue, or a deeper connection. It's not about seeking attention, but rather finding comfort in the knowledge that you're near, that your presence holds significance. The act of stealing glances is often a sign of attentiveness and engagement. A man who does this is signaling that he is aware of you, that you occupy his thoughts even when he's not consciously focusing on you. These moments of eye contact can be accompanied by a smile or a shift in body language, further emphasizing his attraction and the connection he feels. In many cases, stealing glances reflects a desire to build intimacy and connection, even if it's not immediately obvious. When a man steals glances, he's often creating a bond that goes beyond verbal communication. His eyes become a medium for expressing interest and connection, showing that he's invested in understanding you and being present in your life. These brief but meaningful moments create a subtle sense of closeness, as if the space between you is shrinking, even if he doesn't say a word. Stealing glances are often a reflection of someone's internal thoughts and emotions, especially when those thoughts are centered on you. It's his way of observing without intruding, wanting to know more about you without disrupting the flow of your interaction. It's a way to feel connected without needing to say much at all. In some cases, these glances may come during quiet moments when there's little external noise and his focus naturally falls on you. It's as if he's drawn to your energy, your presence, and the way you carry yourself. A man who steals glances often does so unconsciously, unaware of how his behavior is perceived. These moments of eye contact are not necessarily intrusive, but rather gentle and reflective, showing his attentiveness and desire to understand you better. They may occur when you're speaking, when you're laughing, or even when you're absorbed in your own thoughts. The act of stealing glances creates a connection that goes beyond words, fostering a sense of understanding and intimacy. It's not about seeking constant attention, but rather quietly observing and appreciating you. A man who steals glances often does so because he's drawn to you on a deeper level. He's curious, attentive, and emotionally engaged. These glances create a silent dialogue between you, a communication that happens without the need for spoken words. It's his way of signaling interest and connection, a form of non-verbal intimacy that reflects his desire to be closer to you. In many ways, stealing glances are a testament to his focus and attention, showing that he is tuned into you, your actions, and your presence. It's a silent affirmation of your significance in his life, reinforcing the bond between you and deepening the connection.